Welcome to Epic State. In today's video, we're going to talk about something that you might not have considered before. Or perhaps it's a realization you're aware of, but just don't want to face. It's that your friends might be keeping you poor. We all know that the people we surround ourselves with can have a big impact on our lives. But you might not have realized just how much your friends' behavior and attitudes can affect your finances. They may not even be aware that they are holding you back. By the end of this video, you'll have a better understanding of how your social circle can impact your finances and what you can do to take control back. Reason 1. Pressure to keep up with the Joneses. We've all heard the saying, keeping up with the Joneses, which refers to the idea that we feel pressure to match or exceed the lifestyles of our neighbors, friends, or peers. For example, imagine that your friend group is all into designer clothes and luxury vacations. They're always posting photos on social media of their latest purchases and exotic trips. If you feel like you have to keep up with them, you might find yourself spending more money than you can afford on expensive clothes and vacations, which could put you in debt or prevent you from saving for more important things like retirement or emergencies. So, if you feel like you're constantly pressured to keep up with your friends' lifestyles, it might be time to reevaluate your priorities and set some boundaries. Remember that your financial health is more important than impressing others. Reason 2. Going out too often. Going out with friends is a great way to have fun and blow off steam. But if you're doing it too often, it can really add up, especially when younger and on a budget. Let's say you go out with your friends for dinner and drinks once a week. If you spend $100 each time, that adds up to $400 a month, or $4,800 per year. And that's just one night out a week. If you go out more often, the costs can quickly spiral out of control. If you earn $50,000 annually, then that one night is already 10% of your income. So if you feel like you're spending too much money going out, try to find cheaper or free alternatives. You could have a potluck dinner at home, go for a hike or bike ride, or organize a game night. There are plenty of ways to have fun with friends without breaking the bank. Reason 3. Enabling bad habits. We all have vices or bad habits that can be expensive. Imagine you have a friend who's always encouraging you to go shopping with them, even when you don't need anything. They might pressure you to buy things you can't afford or don't really want, just because they want a shopping buddy. If your friends are enabling your bad habits or pressuring you to engage in behaviors that are expensive, it might be time to set some boundaries or find new friends who share your priorities. Reason 4. Not being supportive of your financial goals. If you're trying to save money, start a business, pay off debt, or invest in your future, it can be tough to stay on track if your friends aren't on board. Let me give you an example. Let's say you tell your friends that you're trying to save money for a down payment on a house, but they keep suggesting expensive vacations or encouraging you to go out. Their lack of support for your financial goals can make it harder for you to stay motivated and on track. If your friends aren't supportive of your financial goals, it might be time to have an honest conversation with them. Explain why your goals are important to you and ask for their support. If they're not willing to be supportive or keep forgetting, it might be time to find new friends who share your financial ambitions. Reason 5. Borrowing money. It's natural to want to help out a friend in need and be generous, but if you're constantly loaning money to your friends or supplementing them on nights out, then it can really add up and put a strain on your finances. Let's say your friend asks to borrow $500 to pay their rent. You lend them the money, but they don't pay you back right away. Then, a few weeks later, they ask to borrow another $200 for groceries. Before you know it, you've lent them thousands of dollars, and you're the one struggling to make ends meet. If your friends are constantly asking to borrow money, then you need to set some boundaries or find new friends who are more responsible with their finances. Remember that you're not obligated to lend money to anyone, and it's okay to say no if it's not in your best interests. Reason 6. Expensive hobbies. We all have hobbies or interests that can be expensive, whether it's golf, skiing, or traveling. Often the most fun hobbies are expensive. I mean, who doesn't like jet skiing? But if you are trying to save and invest, then you need to decide if it's worth it in the short term. Imagine that your friends are really into skiing, and they invite you on a trip to a fancy ski resort in France. You want to spend time with your friends and have fun, but you know you can't afford the expensive lift tickets and equipment rentals, not without burning through all your savings. Skiing is an extreme example, But if your friends have expensive hobbies that you can't afford, and they don't want to do anything else, then it might be time to find new friends who share your new interests and budget. You don't have to give up your hobbies or interests altogether, but you might need to find more affordable ways to pursue them. If they are your real friends, they will understand and find ways to be supportive. Reason 7. Not talking about money. Money can be a taboo topic, and many of us avoid talking about it with our friends. But if you're not talking about money, you might not realize that your friends have different financial priorities or habits than you. Or you may be missing out on valuable information or knowledge. If you're interested in wealth building, then it's something you should be talking about. Without bragging, of course. Let's say you assume that all of your friends are saving for retirement like you are, but you later find out that some of them aren't saving anything at all. If you had known this earlier, you might have been able to offer them some advice or support, or you might have been more careful about sharing your own financial goals and struggles. If you're not talking about money with your friends, it might be time to start. You don't have to share all of your financial details, but you can start by asking your friends about their financial goals and challenges. This can help you understand each other better and support each other. Remember that you're not powerless in this situation. You can set boundaries, have honest conversations with your friends, and find new friends who share your values and priorities. I hope you found this video informative and helpful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. And if you have any stories or examples of how your friends have impacted your finances, please share them in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and until next time.